Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Karen.
1781, the Battle of Yorktown is fought. 1870, the first African American is elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. 1901, Pomp and Circumstance March is played for the first time in England. In 1953, Fahrenheit 451 is published. In 1985, the first blockbuster video opens in Dallas, Texas. In 1990, Dances with Wolves premiered. Can you guess the date yet? In 2012, Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel got married. In 2024, the Mets won Game 5 of the NLCS, that's not a word I say very often, against the Los Angeles Dodgers, 12-6, which forced a Game 6. Unfortunately, they lost. And in 2025, thieves disguised as construction workers robbed the Louvre Museum, stealing priceless Napoleonic jewels in the middle of broad daylight. And in 1965, our very own Rabbi Matt came into the world. Yes, October 19th has a long and storied tradition in history. In the realm of contemporary holidays, October 19th has also been designated as International Gin and Tonic Day, if you celebrate it, National Seafood Bisque Day, and, I didn't make this up, National Evaluate Your Life Day. If you think I'm making this up, you should feel free to Google after services to see which made-up holidays I chose not to include. But I was not surprised to see Evaluate Your Life Day observed on October 19th. For Judaism instructs us to do the same each year as we are granted life. Psalm 90 teaches us to number our days that we may attain a heart of wisdom. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs comments that this verse is not only about time awareness, but time management, which is more than management and larger than time. It's about life itself. God gives us all one thing above all, life. And God gives it to all of us on equal terms. However rich or powerful we are, there are still only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. Whoever we are, whatever we do, whatever gifts we have, the single most important fact about our life, on which all else depends, is how we spend our time. Numbering our days is not an exercise in mortality, rather an appreciation of the gift of ongoing life and its overflowing blessings. This week's Torah portion is also full of numbering. We read in Genesis, the Eternal said to Noah, "Go into the ark with all your household, for you alone have I found righteous before me in this generation. Of every pure animal you shall take 7 pairs, and every animal that is not pure, 1 pair. Of the birds of the sky, 7 pairs. For in 7 days I will make it rain upon the earth, for 40 days and 40 nights." A story like this, only 6 chapters into Genesis, begs the question, are numbers themselves significant, or did those who read the text give them meaning in hindsight? Jews have always enjoyed finding meaning and significance in special numbers, perhaps most intensively through the practice of gematria, ascribing numeric value to letters and words that are said to reveal mystical connections. But even beyond this practice, certain numbers have a way of reappearing in our tradition, and we've given them extra special significance by virtue of their presence in key texts. So, Noah is recognized as 1, the sole person who is righteous enough to begin humanity again. Though his family also survives, it is only through Noah's individual status that is chosen by God. Noah is then commanded to take 7 pairs of clean animals, 7 pairs of birds, the 7, of course, hearkening back to the days of creation, the completeness of the week, the unique occurrence of Shabbat, the 7th day on which we are commanded to make holy, to set apart from the other 6. The rest of the animals are gathered in pairs, a connection to the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments, the 2 lights that we kindle on Shabbat. Then we return to the sevens. The rains don't begin immediately, but 7 days later, perhaps with the possibility that in that week, humanity could still be saved. And then the rains come for 40 days and 40 nights. Anytime 40 appears in the Bible, it is as a significant time in which a radical transformation can take place. Moses spends 40 days on Mount Sinai. The Israelites wander for 40 years in the desert. Ultimately, Noah is said to be 500 years old when he begins the building of the ark, 600 years when the flood arrives. People like to ask, was Noah really supposed to be 600? Well, there's ways to think about it. Perhaps we can calculate it differently. Instead of each number being a year, each number could be a month, which means that Noah is really 50 when the flood comes, a much more believable age. Perhaps we can read it literally that something changed after the flood that didn't allow people to live that long. Perhaps most importantly, we can read these numbers as symbolic, as a way of ascribing honor to those who came before us. Today, too, we love finding meaning in numbers. Psychologists say it's a way that we attempt to control our lives, despite all evidence to the contrary. It's where we develop the practice of having a lucky number, perhaps a series of numbers that when we see them appear on the clock, we think it's somehow important or divine. So, what wisdom might we find from the number 60? Well, as it turns out, the rabbis are kind of obsessed with the number 60, specifically 1/60th. In the Talmud, 60 is a measurement used to indicate a whole. For example, if you're making chicken soup and you accidentally drop a drop of milk in the pot, the ratio of chicken soup to milk, because it's meat and milk, has to be more than 60-1 for it to be considered unkosher. This term is called batel b'shishim. It's nullified by 60. Other connections to 60, it was said that King Solomon had 60 protectors, men who stood around his bed every night as he slept. The Mishnah has 60 tractates, and it is said that sleep is 1/60th of death, a dream 1/60th of prophecy, fire is 1/60th of a place to come, and honey constitutes 1/60th of manna. The Talmud even recounts that when Rav Yosef reached the age of 60, it was customary to make a feast for his fellow scholars. But more than any specific number, special days allow us the opportunity to reflect, to look back on what has been, and to look forward to what can yet be. In fact, all of us have the opportunity to do this at any time. While I was writing this sermon, I did a little bit of math myself. When Rabbi Matt hired me to be a rabbinic intern, he was 43 years old. And now, I am 43 years old. Coincidence, perhaps, or just the moment of our awareness and management of time. So let us, whether it is a special day or one of those regular, ordinary, once-in-a-lifetime days, may we have the courage to evaluate our lives, to number our days, to God willing be granted a heart of wisdom. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. To continue on the same